How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. It's been a while, Pratik. It's been so long. I'm Omar Darwish.
I'm Pratik Cherry.
And man, it's been, because I usually say the same thing every time, but damn it, we're doing this like once a month now. We were going like weekly for a while, so it sucks.
It's fine.
But release some damn movies, Hollywood. Speaking of movies, the drama, we're going to go spoiler free, and damn it, is it going to be hard.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say what the movie's about. So the movie follows.
Spoiler, Pratik.
not a spoiler. Robert Pattinson's and Zendaya's characters play a couple that are about to be married, and during the lead up to the wedding, there's some things that come to light. And it causes them to grapple with what's come to light, and so there's. With that said, it's really hard to talk about this movie because I can't talk about the thing that came to light.
Yeah, the plot is
I can't talk about the plot. And I feel like a lot of how you feel about this movie is going to hinge on what you think about the way it handled the topic.
Well, I mean, getting cold feet and before weddings, it's a familiar thing to think about. Put yourself in those shoes. This movie, these people are gonna get married right before the wedding. Something gets revealed, and so now it's like, what's gonna happen now? Do we still feel the same? Is it still gonna happen?
Yeah.
That all is the drama, and I think, and we're talking about this off camera. The drama is, I think, the perfect title for this movie, especially by the end. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty apt.
It's not the comedy, although it's funny.
Yeah, I think I think that's also. This is one of those movies that I think is going to be hard for a lot of people to digest, and I think the fact that it balances these serious and weighty topics while still also being funny and kind of like getting you to laugh at it at times.
Yeah.
And I can see how that might bother some people.
Yeah, almost to the point of it's, you've heard the term, should I be laughing at this? That's kind of this movie for a lot of, at least for almost every comedic sequence past the second act. It feels like, oh wow, they're really making they're making light of this. Okay,
yeah.
But
I also and I think there's also some aspects of this movie where you're gonna watch it and be like, did I really need this perspective?
Yeah.
Do I really need to see this?
And then I think there's other aspects of this movie where you're gonna be like, man, I really wish I got that perspective, and that's where I land on it. I'll say this: we were talking about the spoiler of this, which is what gets revealed that gets them to have cold feet. And we were saying, is it really that big of a deal, right?
Oh, gosh,
is it really that big of a deal?
I'm not answering that.
Yeah. I think that's what the movie is asking, though, sure. Right? And
I think there's as the characters grapple with it, that is definitely when you're trying to decide. When you're trying to decide what your life looks like moving forward, that is a fair question to ask, and I think it is one that the movie asks. I don't know how well, and this applies to, I think, the topic in general. I don't know how well the movie does at giving us answers or even framing
that's kind of what I was
complete
getting at,
cohesive thought around it. And I think to me that's one of those weaknesses and one of the things where can help the movie as it's going through this. It can really slow the movie down.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like the movie had the greatest grasp on this in general.
It does more than just ask the question. It presents the question, and it gives you arguments, but it doesn't ever answer the question, I guess, per se, of what it's trying to say.
It's less of a well-written article and more of when you're a notebook of jotted down thoughts that don't always make sense together. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I guess I feel like we're being a little ambiguous, but
intentionally.
You overall enjoyed this movie. What gripes would you have? You can talk about.
You mentioned
some.
I mentioned a bit of the pacing. I
agreed.
I kind of mentioned the writing and the grasp of the overall topic.
Not necessarily the dialogue, but the plotting.
Yeah, the plotting and some of the themes that it's trying to wrestle with. I think those are kind of my two big gripes.
Yeah.
I really liked Pattinson's acting in this. I mean, he's great as always.
He's great.
Yeah. He's got a lot to do in this. And I think he does it well. I liked I like Zendaya for what we got. I think one of the things that I think Zendaya always does really well in these movies is in conveying a lot through body language and like
Just her
facial
face,
expression.
yeah.
And I think the movie really, really relies on her to do that, and I think she does that part of it really well.
Yeah. I just want to say my gripe, and
Yeah.
I think I could say this without getting into spoilers, and it's essentially that this movie was marketed, if nothing else, as Robert Pattinson and Zendaya are the leads of this movie, at least to me. Maybe I was reading it wrong, but that's what it felt like. And coming out of the movie, I feel like this was a Robert Pattinson vehicle, and Zendaya was in it, and she was great, but it wasn't a two-hander like I thought it was going to be. It was more so Robert Pattinson's movie. I guess I just wanted not more, like Zendaya always delivers. She does. She's great, but her character is underwritten fair, like, because it's not like, I don't know.
I don't want to say underwritten, but I think we were talking about this off air, and I do think there could have been one or two more scenes that that gave her more to do and emphasized her perspective.
Well, like you were saying, this movie is going through Robert Pattinson's psyche the whole time, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, and we don't really get that from Zendaya. I need like one scene even would be enough to like wipe this gripe away. Because that being said, I love this movie, which is weird to say. I almost can't say that. Like this movie is something. Like this movie is like it's a conversation for sure.
It's one of those movies that like there's definitely people that I have in mind where I'm like, I can't wait to talk to this person about it. But like I don't know who I'm recommending this to.
Yeah. It's something that, like, if anybody's like, oh, I just saw the drama this week, even if I don't know them, I'd be like, hold on, wait. What'd you think about it? I almost, like, as we were walking out, wanted to ask just, like, a random guy that was like, hey, what'd you think of this movie? Like,
except our theater left right away.
Oh, yeah. No, I pointed this out. I've never seen a theater clear out quicker, and there's a reason for it, but like, I've never seen a theater clear out quicker than this movie. Like, literally, the lights turn on, everyone's gone. Everyone's, like, just getting up and running away.
But yeah. All right. You want to score this? I feel like we've
no. I didn't touch on how great Robert Pattinson is in this, and Zendaya's great, but Robert Pattinson, like, I mean, dare I say, give him an Oscar nomination? It's early, but come on, that was great. Like,
it's early.
It's early, but like if the Oscars are tomorrow and like we've only had like 5 movies come out this year,
yeah, I mean, yes, it's
well, okay. I guess put it up against his past performances. Do you think this might be his? I mean, it's tough to say. He's got some great performances.
No, I'm not going there either.
I guess
he does a very good job. But
this movie forces him to think a lot, and like I don't know, his character goes through a lot. And I think I don't know. It's a great performance. I'll just say that.
There we go.
In a world where we just saw Project Hail Mary and Ryan Gosling delivered a great performance, I think this performance was at least on par with that, right? And so that's crazy. 2 great performances in a row. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
And Zendaya was great. I don't want to like say that she wasn't. What'd you think of Christopher, the directing in this? Because I know you touched on the pacing, which I do agree on.
Yeah. Again, I had more gripes with him as writer than I do with him as director, if that makes sense.
And I'm like the opposite. I felt like this movie was written well, but like there were some things where I was like, this was thrown in a little. It felt a little random, but it's necessary for the plot. Which again, spoiler stuff. But I think go see this movie. I'm gonna go ahead and score this. I'm thinking 8. It just doesn't get to that height of even like 9 or like the masterpiece of like a 10 because like I said, it's more of like a. When you have Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, you should use Zendaya more, and I think you got to knock it down for that. And that's really my only big gripe, that and pacing. But yeah,
no, I'm with you. It's an 8. It's a fascinating 8.
Fascinating movie for sure. That's a good word for this movie. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've touched on the problems I had with it, and I think and it's definitely a movie that I fully see. I fully anticipate it being polarizing.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see the conversation.
Yeah,
around this.
So like if. I definitely, like, as I'm watching, I'm just like, I understand how people's mileage may vary here. But for me, I just thought overall it was really well done, and I liked it more than I didn't. So it's an 8.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like now that you've seen the movie, they could have marketed it differently, or this was the only way to market it? And that being said, do you want to see more movies marketed like this, where they pretty much don't tell you anything at all?
I don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
Market every movie this way. Don't tell me anything.
But okay, but do you feel disappointed?
No.
Because like the potential of Robert Pattinson and
Yeah.
Zendaya like in a movie together could be anything. So for it to be this, I still think it was good. But like,
Yeah.
you know, I think maybe if we would have had any hint of what it was, it would have.
No, I'm happy with it.
Okay, I kind of
Yeah.
agree. I was just kind of playing devil's
Yeah.
advocate.
Yeah.
Especially after like trailers like Companion and stuff for last year that just give away the whole movie. Give me a trailer like this that doesn't say anything.
Yeah. And I
sold.
think that draws people. So yeah, no, I'm happy with it. All right, you want to take us out?
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll force something to come out of Hollywood. See ya.
See you guys.